LSU and Georgia tied right now.
Had a shiny little baby with the black top down, sitting in the ground.
27-20.
Go faster down through the woods, out to the pasture. Long as I'm with you, it really don't matter.
Robert Bryant, please come to the podium. Mr. Robert Bryant to the podium, please.
Baby, if you'd rather, I'll take you for a ride on my big green tractor. Said we can fire it up and I can show you around. Sit up on the hill and watch the sun going down. When the fireflies are dancing and the moon comes out, we can turn on the lights and head back to the house. Or we can take another ride on my big green tractor. We can go slow, maybe go faster down through the woods, out to the pasture. Long as I'm with you, it really don't matter. Grab in my lap and drive if you want to. Girl, you know you got me to hold on to. We can go to town, and baby, if you'd rather, I'll take you for a ride on my big green tractor.
Okay, we need as many people over here as we can. This is going to end up on YouTube. Somebody might get famous and rich. You hear it? See?
Come on, Tiffany. Don't be over there being shy.
Here they come.
Come on. Trisha, come on down. Trisha. Y'all come on down too.
Hurry up, Denise. We're waiting on you. You're slowing down the show. Speed it up, stretch it out. I like this microphone. I've never had a problem with public speaking. Sometimes I make no sense, but I still never at a loss for words. Okay, I'm ready for the intro of Kid Rock.
Come on over in that crowd. Don't be scared.
Camera on, please. This is a beautiful song. It's by Kid Rock. It's entitled Only God Knows Why.
I've been sitting.
That's the question we've been asking. Only God knows why. What happened to Robert Bryant? Robert Bryant was the victim of a lying in wait attack by Madison County Sheriff's deputies. I saw Mr. Bryant after he was released from custody. I've never seen anybody beaten so badly by an officer of the law. I've worked at Huntsville Police Department in the Records Division. I did an internship with the Madison County District Attorney's Office. I'm very familiar with the way the system works. And the system is rigged from the top down. But what happened to Robert Bryant should not happen to anyone ever. And only God knows why that it did. But I want to give each of you some background information on this case, because if it can happen to Robert Bryant, it can happen to anybody. And it's happened to people that are standing in this crowd today. Most recently, it happened to me when I had a wreck on Highway 53 in Harvest Road. I got out of my car and the deputy comes up and he starts screaming at me, telling me I can't move, I can't move. I can't talk to witnesses, I can't do anything. I was in a state of shock. And this man was in my face hollering at me and hollering at me. And I saw the anger in his face. To me, I saw steroids in his eyes. I've seen steroids in the eyes of many, many, many deputies, especially Madison County deputies. I'd love to see every one of them take a blood test. Not only a blood test, but a hair test. They need a hair test. And I tell you what, Sheriff Dorning needs to be drug tested too. Let me tell you something about the Dornings real fast. I've been friends with the Dorning family since 1980 when I worked with Wallace Dorning at Huntsville Police Department in the Rakers Division and his assistant. I also was a clerk to Judge William H. Triffin. Got to know Mr. Dorning, gained all my respect. I moved down here, I got associated with the Dornings, employed them to do a lot of work on my house. Some of it remains unfinished because of this ordeal. And I will say that Mr. Dorning, Mitchell Dorning represented himself as a contractor, and I found out he's not even a contractor. He doesn't even have a license. But that's another story for another day. This case right now is currently in the Circuit Court of Madison County. It's case number 2010000637.00. I was not going to tell you all the facts of the case today because there's a lot of stuff that some people don't want me to bring out. And I decided if not now, when? So I decided today is the day.
There you go.
Today is the day to bring out what I know about not only what happened to Robert Bryant, but what's going on inside the Madison County District Attorney's Office and the Madison County Sheriff's Department. Just to give you a few facts of this case, in July, Robert Bryant was playing pool in a pool tournament at Billy's Bar and Grill in Hazel Green, Alabama. He was playing with his friend Ross. The young lady walked by the tables, and Ross told Robert to take a look at the girl, which he did. Then he turned around and he looked at Ross and said, "Yeah." He continued with his pool tournament until a gentleman came up to him, and I use the term gentleman lightly, came up to him and jumped on him. Well, fearing for his safety, Mr. Bryant defended himself, and he took out the deputy, not even knowing that he was a deputy. In an effort not to exacerbate the situation, Mr. Bryant decided to leave the campus of Billy's Bar and Grill. When the deputy in question came to his wits, he vowed revenge on Mr. Bryant. He vowed, "I'm going to get Robert Bryant." He vowed it in front of at least a score of people. And in August, on August the 22nd of 2012, the deputy made good with his promise. And instead of calling him deputy, let's call him what he is. His name is Jake Watson. Jake Watson has a history of being in other bar fights. Jake Watson has also been involved in an altercation that was covered up that involved abuse against a citizen. So this is not the first rodeo for Jake Watson. Okay? And then we have Deputy Church. His name too is Jake. So we have Jake Church and we have Jake Watson. I call them the Jakes. I wasn't going to tell you all of the facts about the night that he was pulled over, but it's time. It's time that everyone knows. We went to court on a preliminary hearing on December the 12th of 2012. Deputy Jake Watson got on the stand. He was sworn in, and he sat down, and he looked that judge in the eye, and he lied under oath. He committed a felony. Jake Watson said he was the deputy that pulled over Mr. Bryant. Jake Watson was not the deputy that pulled over Mr. Bryant. He lied before a sitting judge in uniform in open court, of which we paid for our own court reporter. So we have all this as documented evidence. Now, I've been told by legal counsel not to bring that up because we don't want to play our trump card. Hell, everybody knows we've got it anyway. Everybody knows we got it, and I don't know why everybody's trying to keep us quiet. But I'll be damned if I'm going to be quiet because one of my best friends in the world was beaten nearly to death by members of the Madison County Sheriff's Department. Now, there were at least 5 deputies on the scene during the altercation out on Highway 431, on August the 22nd. Each cruiser is equipped with a video camera. It's mandated by law. Each one was equipped with a video camera and each deputy equipped with a recorder. Ironically, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5 videos worked. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5 recorders worked. To me, that's a cover-up. And to me, that shows there is no evidence and this case should have been tossed out a long time ago. But we're still playing the game, and we have to play the game until we get our friend exonerated. But I've been involved in law enforcement. This is not an anti-police gathering. As you can see on my sign on the north side, I state, thank a good cop, report a bad cop. And the problem is people are afraid to report these people. And it's time to call them on the carpet because they are supposedly paid to protect and to serve us. They're not paid to go out here and act like monsters and pull people over and beat them nearly to death. They left Mr. Bryant's teeth lying out on the ground. They left his teeth lying on the ground and they took $20 out of his wallet. Somebody took $20 out of his wallet. I supposed that it was a cop. It was either that or an ambulance driver. Of course, each one's going to blame the other. But I got to tell you, this guy was not only beat up, he was robbed. And the Madison County Sheriff's Department's got a whole lot of explaining to do. And they're doing everything within their power to cover it up. We have a thing in the legal process that's called discovery. That's where they give you information that they intend to use at trial. For over a year, we've been trying to get a video. We've been trying to get recordings. We've been trying to get GPS records. We've already paid the $200. They can't seem to find it. Nothing that we need can be found. The only thing that we received during discovery was a third person, written by a third person, an investigator for the Sheriff's Department, and that would be Investigator Nettles. Investigator Nettles has subsequently left the Madison County Sheriff's Department and has told other deputies the reason why he did is he wasn't going to lie. He then went to Huntsville Police Department, whereupon he left, and now he's at the Madison County District Attorney's Office, and he will be called as a witness in this case. So there are a lot of players, and we have to keep in mind that the courthouse is one large fraternity. We have judges that are addicted to alcohol. We have judges that are addicted to drugs. We have a court clerk who was convicted of 2 misdemeanors of misappropriation of funds. We have, not funds, but of property owned by the county. We also found out that she pocketed $58,000 in fees, passport fees. And this is all still going on. We have a judge. I went ahead and paid for my dog. I have a dog cost me over $100,000. We were litigating. I went up. I didn't trust this judge because half the time he wasn't even with the program. He, by the way, is the judge. His name is James T. Smith. He's been arrested for DUI. He's been caught with Lortab, summons. He's been in rehab. These are the people that are making judgments on us. And these are the people that are making judgments on Robert Bryant. And it's going to take the court of public opinion to show that we are going to fight for the freedom of Robert Bryant. This man's life is on the line. And that's why we're all here, is because we care about it. And this is a rigged game. This is a rigged game. I went to law school, and one thing I learned is that those with money can manipulate the system. Those without money can't manipulate the system. I've got Robert tied up with an excellent legal team. I'm not going to use their name. One of them I don't like. But he's good. And he's a civil rights attorney. And he's very, very good at what he does. But he and I, we don't gel. So I want to make it very clear that I do not speak on behalf of Robert Bryant. I do not speak on behalf of his legal team. I'm standing here on my own property, on my own podium, telling you all what I think. So, anybody in the crowd wants to go out and say Robert Bryant said this, Robert Bryant said that? No, sir. It's Jason Klonowski that said it, speaking without any consent of Robert Bryant, whom I don't need consent from. But I'm speaking solely for myself on my own land, and there's not a damn thing anybody can do about it. I'm exercising my First Amendment right. We should all exercise our First Amendment right, but we need to make sure that we stop the brutality that's going on within the Sheriff's Department. And as I mentioned prior, and I want to make clear, I've been friends with the Dorning family for years. Mitchell Dorning lived in my house for 2 years. I have no agenda against Mitchell Dorning or Blake Dorning or the Sheriff's Department. I have no agenda against Robert Bryant. I approached my investigation from a standpoint of I'm going to seek justice. Then when I found out what justice really was, after over a year of interviewing and investigating and talking to people and looking at evidence, I have since found out exactly what happened, and it wasn't what the Dorning family wanted to hear, and we're not friends anymore. This case has split us, but the bottom line is Robert Bryant is in the right and the Sheriff's Department is in the wrong, and it goes to the top. It goes to the top and it goes to the top down. So it starts at Dorney and it works its way all the way through the J's. And it works its way through whoever's in charge of turning off those microphones and turning off the videos. To me, what we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, is one huge cover-up from the Madison County Sheriff's Department. And the only evidence they've given us is the narrative by Investigator Nettles, which is written in third party, but yet signed by 5 different deputies. And 4 pictures. That's it. And the pictures clearly show Robert Bryant in very, very bad shape. And the pictures also show Deputy Watson laying there, smiling, laughing. Our attorney believes this case can be won on the picture. I think it can too, but I don't want to rely solely on the picture. I want the court of public opinion, and this today is just a start. We are going to seek justice in this case and ensure that it never happens again to anybody else. And Blake Dorning, you, sir, are the man of the hour because it filters down from you all the way down to the other deputies. So don't be trying to write it off. And I'm going to tell you something. You have to. I'm going to leave you with this thought. Last year there was a party with the SWAT team. One of the SWAT officers got drunk. He gets out here on the highway. He's clocked at 110 miles an hour. He's pulled over by an Alabama state trooper. They call Blake Dorning, they covered up. The deputy was never suspended. He was never put on probation. Okay? Now, that is a double standard, ladies and gentlemen. Things are being covered up in favor of deputies, and things are being blown out of proportion as it relates to we the citizen. Those people are hired to protect and to serve. They work for us. They need to work for us. And let's remember this. This is just the start. October 3rd, we have our appearance before the judge in circuit court. October 7th is the scheduled trial date. Whether we go to trial or not, I don't know. But I know one thing. I never quit, and I'm going to let them know I never quit, and I'm going to do everything I can to see that Mr. Bryant receives justice. And I say, you know something? I say God bless America. America's got a lot of problems, but we're still a great country. And we can make this system work. So let's work hard, let's pray, and let's ensure that Mr. Bryant's found not guilty. And then I want to turn around and I want to see the shit out of these bastards. I not only want to see the shit out of these bastards, I not only want to see the shit out of these bastards, I want to see them go to prison. Because what they did to Robert Bryant, they are the criminals. Jake Church and Jake Watson are the criminals, not Robert Bryant. Thank you.
That's right.
And we're going to let them know what's going on.
Tell them who you are.
And I am Robert Bryant, and we're going to seek justice on this case and what these criminals have done to me and caused me. And I just appreciate all my friends standing behind me, and we're going to take it to the end. Thank y'all very much for coming out.